Daily Mass Readings and Reflection. August 6, 2023. Feast Day of the Transfiguration of the Lord. First reading is taken from the book of Daniel chapter 7, verses 9 to 10, 13 to 14. As I watched, thrones were set up and the Ancient One took his throne. His clothing was bright as snow, and the hair on his head as white as wool. His throne was flames of fire, with wheels of burning fire. A surging stream of fire flowed out from where he sat. Thousands upon thousands were ministering to him, and myriads upon myriads attended him. The court was convened and the books were opened. As the visions during the night continued, I saw one like a son of man coming on the clouds of heaven. When he reached the Ancient One and was presented before him, the one like a son of man received dominion, glory, and kingship. All peoples, nations, and languages serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not be taken away. His kingship shall not be destroyed. Responsorial Psalm. The Lord is King, the Most High over all the earth. Second reading is taken from the book of 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 16 to 19. Beloved, we did not follow cleverly devised myths when we made known to you the power and coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, but we had been eyewitnesses of his majesty. For he received honor and glory from God the Father when that unique declaration came to him from the majestic glory. This is my Son, my beloved, with whom I am well pleased. We ourselves heard this voice come from heaven while we were with him on the holy mountain. Moreover, we possess the prophetic message that is altogether reliable. You will do well to be attentive to it, as to a lamp shining in a dark place, until day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. A reading from our Holy Gospel according to Matthew chapter 17, verses 1 to 9. The Transfiguration. Jesus took Peter, James, and John his brother, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here. One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased, listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate and were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, Rise, and do not be afraid. And when the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. Today's reflection for our Holy Gospel. Lord, it is good to be with you. The account of the Transfiguration confirms that Jesus is the Son of God and points to the fulfillment of the prediction that he will come in his Father's glory at the end of the age. brilliant light, white garments, and the overshadowing cloud are typical images for the heavenly and the divine in the Old Testament, of first reading and non-canonical Jewish apocalyptic literature. The reference to a high mountain, often identified with Tabor or Hermon, is probably theological rather than geographical. It recalls the revelation to Moses on Mount Sinai. Exodus chapter 24, verses 12 to 18, and to Elijah at Horeb, which is another name for Sinai, 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 8 to 18. The voice affirming Jesus as the beloved Son repeats the baptismal proclamation about him with the addition of the command to listen to him. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15, the Israelites are commanded to listen to the prophet like Moses whom God will raise up for them. The context of this command during the Transfiguration probably applies more particularly to Jesus' earlier predictions of his passion and resurrection, Matthew chapter 16, verse 21, and his coming, Matthew chapter 16, verses 27 to 28. The Transfiguration prepares the disciples for Jesus' passion and death. The vision of the glorified Jesus is meant to be their source of strength when he would appear to be a tragic failure, despised, rejected, and condemned to death. What a contrast between Jesus' glorious face on the mountain of Transfiguration and his disfigured body on Calvary. Hopefully, the memory of seeing the glorious Jesus would sustain their faith in him whose look during his passion Isaiah describes as being so marred. Beyond that of mortals his appearance, beyond that of human beings, Isaiah chapter 52, verse 14. Like the disciples, we have instances when things are good and we say, Lord, it is good that we are here. In times when God seems very close, prayer is easy and delightful, following Jesus is fulfilling and reassuring. These blessed moments of peace and tranquility with God are like an oasis in the desert. They are meant to refresh us so that we can have the strength to hold on when hard times strike. Our commitment to follow Jesus must go beyond our glorious and happy experiences in life. When life gets tough, may we still say, Lord, it is good to be here with you. Synod of Bishops 2018 for the youth. Passion for seeking truth. Amazement at the Lord's beauty. The capacity to share in the joy of proclamation are still alive today in the hearts of many young people who are living members of the Church.